different and far greater than what we'd envisioned initially. This was no longer just our vision, it was a collective vision. Take our favorite scene from Season 1. 11 confronts the Demogorgon in Mr. Clark's classroom. You have Kimberly Adams's costume for 11, a pink prairie dress, high socks, and sneakers, a look which was mimicked by countless children on Halloween. You have Tim Ives's flickering lights, staggered to allow for darkness and clarity. You have Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein's synth score, which played the scene for emotion rather than horror. You have Chris Trujillo's and Jess Royals' beautifully designed classroom, where even the smallest detail had been carefully considered. You have the Demogorgon design by Aaron Sims, masterfully animated to convey a human-like fear and vulnerability. And, of course, you have the performances. Millie Bobby Brown, conveying a world of feeling with just her eyes, and Finn Wolfhard, shedding a single tear as he watches his first love vanish into thin air. And that is just a small list of the artists responsible for bringing that scene to your screen. This kind of intensive collaboration took place on every single scene in the show. It is, of course, easy now to say that all of these decisions were well thought out and perfectly coordinated, but the truth is that we were all just sort of figuring it out as we went. No one was totally sure what finished form the show would ultimately take. We just all thought it was cool. But how would it all work together? What was it exactly? The answer to that question came slowly. It took so long to finish the show, for all the pieces to lock into place, that we barely realized it happened. But eventually, it did. A distinct and cohesive shape formed, a look, tone, pace, and feel that reflected the spirit of everyone who touched it along the way. It became the show you now know. It became Stranger Things. Stranger Things was finally released to the world in July of 2016. We were all proud of the finished product, but we were also close to it that we didn't have any idea how or even if it would resonate with anyone outside of our stranger family. Some of us were cautiously optimistic, others less so. The brilliant David Harbour, who lives in New York, saw no Subway ads and therefore became convinced the show was bound for failure. He buzzed his hair, holed up in his apartment, and stayed off the internet. We were similarly convinced of looming failure, but after some prodding from our friends, we tiptoed onto Twitter. What we found shocked us. Not only did people seem to like the show, many had already finished it. Feeling emboldened, we continued to track the social media response for the next several weeks, reading what the fans had responded to, what they didn't respond to, oohing and aahing over the amazing fan art, analyzing their theories, and, of course, watching in shock as the rally for Barb's justice continues to grow in fervor and size. We're not sure at exactly what point we allowed ourselves to believe that the show was more than a niche success, though it may very well have been a giant mural of Barb in Melbourne. But we have never felt such relief or such gratitude in our lives. It turned out we had a surprising new companion on this journey with us. The fans. For us, it was a dream come true. So, this book is for you, for joining us on this journey and continuing to inspire us. It's for all of the incredible artists who have worked so hard and so passionately to bring this story to life. And perhaps above all, it's for anyone who dreams for a living or dreams of dreaming for a living. Because this world needs more storytellers. It needs more dreamers. And yes, it needs more nerds. So, welcome aboard this curiosity voyage, nerd. We're glad to have you. Over and out. Ross and Matt. Prologue. Before Stranger Things. It was impossible to know it at the time, but it was Tim Burton's journey to Gotham City that led 11 to Hawkins, Indiana. The year was 1989, and Matt and Ross Duffer were imaginative young boys living in Durham, North Carolina, when they began to see television ads for what looked like an extremely arresting story. A blockbuster retelling of the Dark Knight's crusade against the Joker. In an era